Hello. If you want to scan with dependency scanning a project that uses a monorepository structure, that won't be possible out of the box. We have an open issue to expand the support and allow to scan multiple Java and Python files in the same project. But currently, if you look at the documentation, it's highlight the fact that we only execute one build in the first directory that we detect. So if you're using a multi-module project, that works out of the box because we have a parent POM XML file that is capable of building all the other sub-projects. But if you have independent projects, then it's not possible, and we will just scan the first one that we're finding. And similarly for Python. So in the meantime, until we achieve that improvement, here's a quick workaround for you to make it work. This is a sample project with three subfolders with simple POM XML file there, just with some dependencies for the sake of the demonstration. The suggested workaround here is leveraging the parallel matrix keyword to automatically generate multiple jobs that do exactly the same thing, but with a variable component here. The variable component is the target directory. So we are including the template for dependency scanning, which includes a bunch of jobs, including the Maven dependency scanning one. And here we are overriding that jobs with an additional before script that will actually remove all the other subfolders except the one that we want to scan. And looping through the matrix here, you can expect that we would generate 3 jobs, and for each of them, we will delete all the other folders except the one that is currently assigned to the target tier variable. So looking at the pipeline for that, you can see quickly what this means. We have all these jobs grouped into the same part because this is how the UI react to the parallel matrix configuration. So they all have the same prefix, but they have then a different suffix, which is the variable name here, project A, B, and C. As you can see, it worked successfully, scanned all the 3 different projects, generating 144 vulnerabilities. And since this run on the default branch, this is already fitting the vulnerability report page with the same number of dependencies, vulnerabilities, sorry. As you can see, we have fundings for the project A project, and later down, yeah, we have for project C here also too. Similarly, the dependency list is fed with dependencies for the various sub-projects. Here we have Jackson Databine for project A, and here for project C. And the license complaints page will work similarly too. So this is working for simple projects. If you have a lot of different repositories to configure and a lot of projects within the same repositories, it can be a bit tedious. So here is another approach using dynamic configuration, which is relying on dynamic child pipelines. In that configuration, we have a specific job that will generate the config on the fly. This is outputting a very similar configuration to what we had in the previous example, except that the list of target D here is dynamically generated with that small script, which is basically running in the root folder and listing all the folders within a comma separated list. And then this is fed to that array here. And this content is outputted into a file, which is called dynamic config here. And this is saved as an artifact, as you can see on that line. Then we have a trigger dependency scanning job, which requires the first job to run. You can also use different stages if you prefer, but here we just need to ensure that this one runs after this one has been completed. This was also specified the fact that we need to have access to that artifact, and it will generate a new child pipeline using that specific artifact. So looking at the pipeline view now, you will see what I just explained. We have the job to generate the config, then we have the trigger job, and then we have the child pipeline that has been automatically created as a downstream pipeline. And then you retrieve the exact same approach with the parallel matrix with the 3 sub jobs here, and then the security tab fed with 144 vulnerabilities in the same fashion, and the vulnerability report also here because so fortunately, the vulnerability report kept the vulnerability management system ingest reports from child pipelines. So this is working the same way. even if the security scans are running into a different pipeline. The dependency lists also work with that, and the license compliance also work with that. Please be aware, though, that this is a workaround and not all our features are meant to work with a monorepository structure. So for instance, there won't be a lot of filtering capabilities in the IT report or the dependency list that will allow you to focus on a single sub-projects. You will have all of them listed in the same place, and you will basically are likely to have to manage them all at the same time. But at least you have the dependency scanning feature working for your monorepository project. Thank you for watching. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.